Hello, welcome. We're doing something. I guess I should just have a single cam right now if I can. Um, right now we're doing a special live reaction. I know this is not my usual intro for these shows, but this is hopefully Spawn Trap's Hit Pause MCU podcast, the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse podcast, where I make a funny intro, except for this week or this episode. We don't do this weekly. We're doing a live sort of discussion on announcements that are coming from San Diego Comic Con. We're trying to figure out where to get this news from because I know we did this last year, but I don't remember where our sources were from. I'm Till. I'm joined for the first time ever by the voice of the artist formerly known as Ivy, Lumi.
Hi everyone. I don't know if anyone who watches you used to watch me, but
Probably not on
hello.
this channel, yeah, because this
Probably.
is our podcast
Where
channel.
where are you actually streaming from?
Right now it's only on twitch.tv/SpawnTrapTV. It will be
Oh, that's
uploaded
why.
later to YouTube if everything goes right and this is a good podcast discussion. If it's just like, yeah, Blade's delayed, we decided um we can't find anybody to replace Jonathan Majors, so we don't know what we're doing. So yeah, see you next year. If it's like one of those, then it's probably not going to YouTube. But for
Okay.
now, for now we're on Twitch.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, we're just looking at news, and I think in between stuff where there's like nothing, there's like a lot of topics that I have here that we've never got into on the podcast because we went on a long break and we just haven't had the time. Like we talk for way too long and we can't fit these topics on here. But it's gonna be tough because so you were telling me before we went live that you're not caught up on the MCU,
Right.
so this is gonna be interesting.
I will
Um,
try my best.
yeah. Have you seen any trailers for stuff that's coming out?
I have. I do keep updated with all the trailers.
One thing I was gonna bring up before we went live because you were talking about watching Deadpool and Wolverine. I haven't watched it. Lumi hasn't watched it, so please no spoilers. Although I don't know when we're posting
Hmm.
this to YouTube, so if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a chance we might have already saw it. So, but you were saying how you fell off from Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the TV shows and stuff?
Um so I only watched WandaVision.
Okay.
Um what else was there? There was Loki.
Have you watched Loki?
I watched a few episodes of Loki.
Okay. I was gonna say
Hmm.
if you're watching any MCU show before you watch Deadpool and Wolverine, it's
Hmm.
probably a good idea to watch the 2 seasons of Loki
Okay.
because
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, it seems
That
like it's
Loki.
heavily involved with that from the trailers and stuff that I've seen.
Huh.
I'm looking at gamesradar.com, so we'll see what announcements come here. Oh, I think I see something first. Yeah, Marvel Studios SDCC panel has begun. I'm gonna do full screen if I can. Yeah. So what is this? Let's see. They're just saying, oh, they're preparing for it. Total film on Twitter, and head over to the Marvel SDCC live blog. Okay, we got some sources here. So if you're on someone in the chat who I don't want to presume, but I get a lot of bots saying that you followed on Twitter. I appreciate that. We don't use nobody at Spawn Trap uses Twitter anymore. We have the brand
Yeah.
account. None of us care about Twitter anymore, so and the brand's not following random people, so I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Um but uh maybe we should have the Marvel live. This isn't Marvel. This is Games
Yeah.
Radar's Marvel live blog. Okay. Okay. Hold on, let's
I'm
follow
on
people.
USA Today.
Ooh, okay. That might be a good source.
So far, they haven't updated since 8:57.
Okay. Oh, Total Film's gonna have everything. Gonna have like everything
Hmm.
coming. Okay. Our two on the ground are seated in Hall H and ready for a Marvel panel. Yeah, what we're gonna do in between announcements is that I might bring up some like news discussion that we haven't had time to put on in our podcast before, so
Hmm.
might have to keep refreshing this page. So, yeah, so it's just WandaVision and a couple episodes of Loki, and that's pretty much all
Hmm.
you've seen.
Yeah. I mean, what
Okay.
else is there? Oh, wait, because I did see. I lied. I saw.
Want to go off the top of my
Um,
head?
shit. What was the one with
It's been that was
with-
2019, I think, Endgame. So that's we've been 5 years since
I saw Falcon and
Falcon and
what
the
was
Winter
the
Soldier.
yeah.
So
I
you're in
saw that
luck
show.
because there's two movies actually coming very soon that follow up on that show. So
Oh well, that's good because yeah, I really.
one we just got a trailer for actually. You can see the preview image here. But
Hmm.
it's Captain America: Brave New World is what follows that up. And then the next thing after that is called Thunderbolts. But the title was changed recently to Thunderbolts with an asterisk. So
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
guessing we're gonna have some like news on that today.
Interesting.
Be nice if there's a trailer, but I don't think they're at the point yet. Well, maybe because David Harbour's in that movie.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've watched Black Widow. He was in Black Widow. Um,
No, I never saw Black Widow.
yeah. So he's reprising his role from that movie, and he wrapped quite a while ago on that movie, I think. So maybe they are at a point where they'll have a trailer soon.
Hmm.
Maybe I should look at. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Maybe I should look at social media and see what's happening. Anything from
Nothing on my end yet.
we're about 10 minutes into. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're starting late.
They usually always start late. So
Yeah,
when they were streaming, you said that they used to like stream this.
they had. I think in 2020, they had a sort of like a virtual presentation. So Disney
Mhm.
in general did. So they had like a bunch of
Mhm.
announcements that they're doing. Marvel had a block of stuff. It's like here's what to look forward to in Phase 4 and 5 and stuff. And so it was all virtual and it was all streaming online.
Mhm.
Since then, I think they laid off the streaming for a bit because Marvel likes to do like huge announcements every so often on what the future holds, like a
Mhm.
big long slate. But they typically do these at these conventions, not on a live stream. So I think the pandemic kind of like screwed all that stuff up, and now they're back to their traditional Comic Con panels.
Okay. Oh, it looks like they
Unless,
updated.
oh,
Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay, Marvel panel kicks off Deadpool style with some extra Madonna. The Hall H crowd is a rowdy bunch. As the Marvel opening fanfare plays Deadpool style, and a choir in red and yellow comes out to sing Madonna's Like a Prayer, the unofficial theme song of Deadpool and Wolverine.
yep.
As Wolverine and Deadpool cosplayers dance down the aisles, Marvel Hondo Kevin Feige comes out, and Deadpool actor Rob Delaney is the moderator.
Oh,
Peter
okay. Yeah, Peter. Yeah.
Pan.
uh, okay. So they're starting off with Deadpool stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to tread lightly. I don't think they're gonna be putting any spoilers out there, but I don't know.
Hmm.
They had a Deadpool panel on Thursday.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, so I'm surprised they're doing more Deadpool. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have Screen Rant's Threads account open. Oh, they're actually gonna have a actual thread for this. Cool. Let me open this tab here. So, we got an image of Kevin Feige on stage.
Nice.
That's it. That's all they have.
Mhm.
Ooh, the question is, what kind of hat is he wearing? Because he usually has like a hat for stuff that's coming out. That looks like an A. I'm assuming
Mm,
maybe we'll get some Avengers news.
Avengers, yeah.
Do you know anything about what Marvel's slate was for like Phase 5, Phase 6? Or have you been like out of the loop?
Um, I've heard some stuff, but I if you want, you can refresh because I'm not
Um,
sure.
yeah, I'll see if I can get a breakdown. Is there stuff that was announced and I'm trying to remember everything that we might hear about today. So going to Wikipedia, but they always break it down by. I think we're only going to be doing movies though, because
Hmm.
there's gonna be like a Disney event sometime later, where I think they'll go into like all the Disney Plus stuff.
Hmm.
So list of Marvel Cinematic Universe. So what you might have missed in Phase 4, it kicked off with Black Widow,
Hmm.
which was sort of like a prequel to. It was placed in between um, Civil War and
Hmm.
Infinity War.
Hmm.
Then there was Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings,
Hmm.
which personally, my favorite movie of Phase 4.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, did you watch Eternals?
I did, yeah.
Did you like Eternals?
Um, it was also like I really wanted to like it, but it really, I don't know. It was just very like so in my book.
I feel like that was the consensus for most people.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the show or the movie. I think
Hmm.
Jordan liked it too.
Hmm.
A lot of people were saying it wasn't like a typical Marvel movie.
Hmm.
We thought it was, but not like in a bad way or anything. But
Hmm.
I am assuming you watched Spider-Man: No Way Home,
Yes.
right? Who hasn't watched that movie?
Who hasn't? Yeah.
Yeah. How about
Honestly, the best.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
Oh my god, did I watch that? No, I don't remember. I don't.
That's a
Oh,
movie that actually follows up WandaVision, believe it or not.
I honestly don't remember if I did or not.
So
I'm just
it
gonna say I don't think I did.
don't think you
I
did.
think
Okay.
I would remember.
That is, for some reason, I see a lot of people hating on that movie, but I thought it
Hmm.
was a really good movie. Um, did you watch Thor: Love and Thunder?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
what did you think of Thor: Love and Thunder?
Um. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm being biased though, because I was never really super like a big fan of Thor movies anyway.
Oh,
So
really?
it was just another Thor movie for me.
Even Ragnarok?
Yeah, I mean, I liked Ragnarok. Obviously, it was definitely enjoyable, but again, I'm not a big like Thor fan.
I get it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here we go. What's this? So Kevin Feige says the panel will focus on three upcoming Marvel Studio movies at San Diego Comic Con. So before I have any other information, I'm going to assume Captain America. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Captain
Hmm.
America, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four because I think those are the closest ones coming out.
Yeah.
Okay. You Black Panther fan?
I only saw the first one. I never saw the second.
Second one's good. Good villain, good story. Kind of is a nice tribute to Chadwick Boseman as well.
Hmm.
That is pretty much phase 4 just on the movie side.
Hmm.
Phase 5 we're reaching the end of. So there was Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, what kicked off phase 5.
Hmm. I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, that one that one was supposed to have significant importance in the upcoming movies. I don't know
Hmm.
that it does anymore
Hmm.
because it, it involved Jonathan Majors, the actor, before all the controversy about him, um, assaulting people and
Hmm.
shit, and Marvel
Yeah.
letting him go. The rumor is that Marvel's shifting away from his character, who was supposed to be like the next Thanos of the MCU. Um,
Mm.
so who knows if Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is gonna have any significance anymore? But it was supposed to be an important movie to watch.
Hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah, I
movie.
love Guardians.
The most recent MCU movie is The Marvels, which I don't know how necessary of a movie that's going to be to watch.
That one I didn't watch it. I wasn't interested.
Yeah, not a lot of people did. They barely marketed it because it was right after it released right when the writer strike and the actor strike ended. So
Oh
they
yeah.
couldn't do any marketing for it at all, and
Hmm.
it was met with like lukewarm reviews. So not a lot of people
Hmm.
liked it.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we got Deadpool and Wolverine. It's been so the Marvels was released on November 10th. That's how long of a gap it's been since now that Deadpool and Wolverine is out. And then we
Hmm.
got Captain America: Brave New World coming up next in February. Actually Valentine's Day. And then Thunderbolts in May of 2025. So not a whole lot of stuff soon, but they're slowing the releases of their movies and stuff.
Yeah. So we have an update on USA. How do you pronounce his name? Is it I pronounced it Feige. Is it you said Foggy?
Feige.
Feige?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says here, Brave New World star Giancarlo Esposito introduces his MCU baddie, Sidewinder. Feige,
Sidewinder. Okay.
yeah. Feige brings
Interesting.
out Brave New World cast members, including Anthony Mackie, Giancarlo Esposito, and Tim Blake Nelson. Tom Holland once asked Mackie if he had a movie, and now I've got a movie, Mackie
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
Feige says new movie returns to the grounded action movie vibe of Captain America Winter Soldier. Mackie adds that Sam Wilson's not the muscle bound guy. He's more
No.
of a thoughtful character.
Hmm.
Nelson's back as the leader, an old school Hulk villain after 16 years since The Incredible Hulk.
That's
They wrote
the
a great
leader.
story for him, and I think people are going to be pretty excited, he teases. And Danny Ramirez is introduced as the new Falcon. I
Yes.
feel at home in the skies, and Esposito is making his MCU debut. It was fan casting that linked us together, he said. He also mentioned
Hmm.
his character for the first time, Sidewinder, head of the Serpent Society.
Oh, so they're sticking with the Serpent Society. Okay. So
Mhm.
that's gonna be the villains in the movie. Interesting. Everybody on the internet assumed he was playing a character called George Washington Bridge. Um, but no, I guess it's Sidewinder. So this is not a character I'm familiar with. But we
Never
can
heard of them.
look into it. So Sidewinder is the name of three different fictional characters appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics.
Hmm.
So we can try to figure this out. So, I wish we had pictures of all three of them. So he didn't say which the character name, just said Sidewinder, right?
Yeah, Sidewinder.
Okay. So there's Seth Volker, um, born in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and grew up to become an economics professor. He failed to make tenure and was hired by Roxxon Oil Company as an economic analyst. He discovered their criminal schemes and they permitted him to apply for mutagenic alteration. That sounds very fitting for this movie, actually.
Hmm.
Um, okay, I'm guessing that's who it could be, Seth Volker. Let's see. And there's Infiltrator, a new Sidewinder was hired by Death Sting and Sharid to infiltrate a shield station and retrieve the Zodiac key. That sounds way out there. Probably not that. And then Gregory Bryan had been turned into the new Sidewinder by the Brand Corporation under the orders of Hugh Jones and was a member of the Serpent Society. After Gregory left, Cobra, I don't know any of these characters. I'm not a Captain America comics reader, so this is all new to me. They're mentioning Diamondback a few times in this Wikipedia article. That's the one character I know, but so I'm gonna assume he's playing Seth Volker in Captain America: Brave New World. Is that the only update?
So far, that's the only
Yeah.
update.
What Anthony Mackie was referring to, I don't know if you've seen it, but
Yeah, I haven't.
um, a long time ago, uh, like him, Sebastian Stan, and Tom Holland used to like break each other's balls on stage,
Hmm.
um, like make fun of each other and stuff. There's one
Hmm.
where they're in like a Q&A together, and
Hmm.
then Anthony Mackie was saying like he's never watched any of the Spider-Man movies and like didn't plan to, and and then Tom Holland's like, I haven't watched any of the Falcon Oh wait.
Oh my god. Yeah, that sounds like them.
All right. So I think it's going to be slow news going forward. So yeah, the first movie of the three that they're talking about, Captain America: Brave New World. I'm guessing the next one's going to be Thunderbolts because that's the one that's either wrapping up soon or they've already wrapped it. If you didn't know about Thunderbolts, I mean, I can give you, I can find
Yeah,
the
give me
promo
a.
image.
I would like a rundown because I've never even heard of it.
I actually think it's a lot of characters. I mean, there's some characters from Phase 4,
Hmm.
which you might not be aware of, but I think for the most part, you've seen these characters before.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna pull up the image here. I don't know if you're watching the stream or not.
Yeah, I am.
You are? Okay.
Hmm.
Pull this up. It's not a high resolution photo, but um so this is pretty much what makes up the team. So we have on the left is Val, but don't call her that. Uh from Falcon the Winter Soldier. And I don't want to say what else she's been in. Um, then to her right is Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Hmm.
We haven't seen her for quite a bit. The next two characters are from Black Widow, so I'm not going to spoil who they are for you.
Hmm.
Next we have Bucky or the Winter Soldier or White Wolf
Hmm.
or whoever he's going by in this movie. Got
Hmm.
a new Wakandan arm that he shouldn't have because, well, I don't know. Did you watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special?
I didn't.
Okay. I don't want to say then why he shouldn't have that arm right now.
Okay.
And then to his right is John Walker, or U.S. Agent from Falcon and Winter Soldier as well. And then we have another character to the right from Black Widow. We got a lot of Black Widow
Okay.
characters, a lot of Falcon and Winter Soldier characters, one Ant-Man and the Wasp character. Um, and then we're also going to have. I actually don't remember if this has been confirmed or not, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have President Ross now is what was teased in the trailer for Captain America: Brave New World, played
Mhm.
by Harrison Ford, taking over the role from William Hurt, who passed away. Um, so he was the main guy from the character was the main guy from the Hulk, who was um like the general who was hunting down the Hulk. He's now become the president in the MCU, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the Thunderbolts as well.
Okay. Yeah,
Otherwise,
I don't
I
recognize
have some
any.
like theories of what this movie is going to be about. I'm familiar with the Thunderbolts as a comic and a concept, which is basically Marvel's Suicide Squad, but I don't know if they're going to go exactly that route for the movies. But otherwise, don't know much else about the movie.
Okay. All right. So we have an update for USA.
All right.
Okay. It says Harrison Ford embraces his very Hulk side and wanted a piece of the MCU action. They show an amazing Brave New World clip that introduces Adamantium, a
Mm-hmm.
link to the X-Men, and Ford's
Oh,
character turns into the Red Hulk.
I
Ford is
assume so.
also here and takes the stage, acting like he's hulking out. He's having so much fun. I will take no reference to current history, he says, of being the president. I am delighted and proud to become a member of the Marvel Universe. I have watched fantastic actors having a really good time, and I wanted a piece of the action. It's fantastic, marvelous, even.
Wish I could find pictures here.
Yeah, I really want to see Harrison Ford.
So he was in I find the picture that I had up earlier.
That's interesting. Did we know that Harrison Ford was going to be a part of the MCU at all?
No, I mean this is a new update because of the passing of William Hurt.
Oh, okay.
So the only reason he's there is because they had plans for that character, and honestly, I don't think you can get any better than Harrison Ford. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's an
Yeah.
awesome actor to continue that role.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his character in the comics turns into Red Hulk, so it was assumed he was
Okay.
going to be Red Hulk. I was wondering if Marvel was going to pull a Marvel and then change it to a different character that was going to turn into
Mm-hmm.
Red Hulk, but that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Harrison Ford, in an interview, hilariously, was asked about Red Hulk, and he just
Mm-hmm.
looked at the camera confused and turned to his like co-star. He's like, "What's a Red Hulk?" What else was in that update that you said?
It said, um, he's having so much fun. I will make no reference to current history, he
Yeah,
says, of being the president.
yeah, that's funny.
I am delighted and proud to become a member of the Marvel Universe.
All right, so
So
that's awesome.
what's that about? I will make no reference to current history.
Um,
He
I'm
says,
I'm sure I'm sure that means nothing that's happening in the news right now.
mm-hmm.
You mean Grandpa? What are you talking about? Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
We're live on Twitch right now if you're watching on YouTube. This is kind of, you know, uh, it wasn't a long like I thought this was going to happen on Thursday. This is kind of like planned this week, so we didn't have a I didn't really promote this that much, but um Yeah, obviously Harrison Ford's making references to the crazy few weeks that we've seen in U.S. Politics
Hmm.
during the presidential campaign that's going on right now.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
All right, Games Radar. Quick reminder too that there's no live stream for the Marvel Studios panel tonight. That's why we're doing it in this format here. So trying our
Hmm.
best to keep up with the news. The identity of Giancarlo Esposito's Brave New World character has been revealed. We've said that. The King of the Serpent Society. The Serpent Society, I don't know much about. They're like a bunch of lizard like villains. And I remember during, I think it was like Marvel announcing Phase 3 stuff.
Hmm.
Um, they were teasing like a bunch of stuff. They started off with a movie they were going to call Captain America: The Serpent Society. And then they revealed all the other movies that they had planned for Phase 3 and they're like, "Nah, you know what? That first movie, we're not feeling it. I think we're going to change the title." And then they revealed it was Captain America: Civil War. So it's kind of like a joke to have these characters, but they're bringing them back. I don't see any other updates right now. Um, so I will bring up that Fantastic Four is the other movie of the three I'm assuming they're going to be talking about. Um, because we've got some updates on that. We know a lot of the actors who are going to be in the movie. There's still some unknown roles, so I'm sure they're going to be revealing some of the characters that are going to be in the movie. And they might expand upon um what was confirmed from promo images. I don't know if I can bring that up to show you, but oh shoot, did I lose all my tabs? So there was a promo image and people were speculating what the movie is going to be, where it's going to take place. And it was either Kevin Feige or another executive kind of confirmed it. Um, pull this up here. So there's this promo image here that has the Human Torch in front of like a futuristic, like like a retro futuristic kind of setting, right?
Hmm.
And people were asking, is this taking place in the 60s? They're like, yeah, it's taking place in the 60s. Like, well, that's not 60s MCU. And they're like, no, it's not. So, for some reason, this is a movie that takes place in another universe. Um, I don't know why. I can assume why, but I'm sure they're gonna expand on that today. Maybe. If that means they're talking about only 3 movies today, that means we're not going to be getting any updates on the other stuff that they've teased, which is Blade, a movie that's been delayed so many times, has gone through like
Hmm.
6 directors and so many writers.
Hmm.
It's like never getting made at this point. Um, there's 2 Avengers movies that they've announced, and there's a movie called Armor Wars that was supposed to be a Disney Plus show, but they decided to turn it into a movie. So we're not getting any updates on any of those. Kind of sucks. Any of this exciting you?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, I like hear about new new movies. I feel like I just need to like look into them more in order to be like super excited, but still
Mhm.
interesting. Oh,
Ye-
okay. So we have an update.
Oh,
Okay. Let's see.
none of these other sources
David
I'm looking at are updating anything.
David Harbour dresses up as Red Guardian for
Oh,
Thunderbolt talk. Thunderbolts is next. David Harbour comes out from the crowd in full Red Guardian garb and speaking in a Russian accent. Oh my god, you guys didn't dress up? I sent that email and we all said we were going to dress up because it was Comic Con, says a heartbroken Harbour to his castmates.
I have an
Julia
image.
Louis Dreyfus did dress up, since she's a villain in nice clothes. They still won't address what the asterisk means in the title logo, but
Oh,
Sebastian Stan says Florence Pugh is a standout. They don't play well together, Pugh says of the team dynamic, which puts together a mix of anti heroes and baddies. Hannah John Kamen says her reintroduction of the ghost will be interesting.
yes.
Louis Dreyfus explains that her character Valentina is after power, control, and she generally wants to kick ass in the Marvel Universe. And Wyatt Russell, as the returning John Walker, aka US Agent,
Hmm.
feels the movie is one of my favorite experiences.
I have an image of David Harbour on stage in his Red Guardian costume.
Oh, I need to see this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It looks a little bit of a upgrade from the Black Widow movie. It's probably the lighting, but I'm assuming it's red and white and not red and gold, like it looks like in the picture.
hmm
It looks very Iron Man-esque. I also have a video here of Harrison Ford hulking out. There we go.
Well, there he is. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Um, I'm
There he is
curious if
hulking
they've
out.
I'm curious if they put him in mocap for Hulk.
Yeah.
We're also saying because in the podcast that we just released last night on the channel, Jordan and I were talking about Harrison Ford not having a mustache in Captain America because he's taken over a character who did throughout the entire MCU.
hmm
And I'm like, you know what? It's probably because they didn't want to CGI a mustache onto Red Hulk.
oh
But
my god.
so yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to the Thunderbolts because it's an interesting cast, and I'm wondering how that's gonna work. I do have theories on what the movie's gonna be about, but it does spoil some stuff that you haven't watched, so I'm
hmm
not gonna discuss that. But I'm very intrigued on what this movie is and what it's going to mean for the MCU. Though I don't know if it's gonna have as much significance as like the big multiverse kind of movies. So
hmm That's still interesting that they won't address the asterisk.
yeah, kind of curious what that like. There's got to be a reason for it because it didn't start off that way,
hmm
and I can't think of why they why include an asterisk. And I'm wondering like what kind of tone the movie's gonna be. If it's gonna be like
hmm
a kind of like a comedy kind of thing,
hmm
then maybe there's some sort of funny explanation for the asterisk. Like they don't work
hmm
well as a team and like
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah. I mean the original synopsis of what this movie is gonna be is it's a team of like a bunch of mentally unstable people and out of all of them the Winter Soldier is the most sane.
hmm
So it kind of tells you like all about the team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. If it's gonna be like I don't know. It sounds very much like comedy like.
It could be, but like I don't know, of all the characters there that we've seen in sort of like a comedic role in the MCU,
Hmm.
only I only see really David Harbour. I mean, kind of
Hmm.
Florence Pugh as well. She had some funny
Hmm.
lines in Black Widow,
Hmm.
but it was only like David Harbour that was kind of like a comedy relief out of
Hmm.
all of those characters. So out of the characters that we know, I don't see it being a comedy. But
Hmm.
I can imagine them going the comedy route with the movie.
Hmm.
Yeah, I picked the wrong sources to follow.
They added a little update to that last update we just read. Just a random um little end note. It says Pew shouts out the stunt team. We all like feeling cool doing stunts, but I also appreciate that they look cooler sometimes.
Yeah.
That was just a tiny little update.
I have updates here. Val is the MCU's wild card, and actor Julia Louis-Dreyfus tells the assembled Hall H crowd that she's after power and control, but also generally wants to kick it. I think you said that earlier, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. Power and control makes sense after the last movie that she was in.
They added another little update to that. She also adds that the movie is so wonderful and bizarre before introducing the first trailer, who shows
Hmm.
how a crew of bad guys are put together to deal with worse guys.
Okay.
It sounds very like Suicide Squad.
It does. Yeah. And that's what it pretty much was in the comics. At least the Thunderbolts comics that I have read,
Hmm.
it was very much Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Hmm. I wonder how long after usually they release the trailers to the public after the Comic Con.
So I would say if it gets leaked pretty soon.
Hmm.
If I shouldn't say that because usually the trailers they show for Comic Con are Comic Con exclusives.
Hmm.
So we'll get a trailer, but it'll be different. Um, that said, I think if it leaks, they try to get ahead of it and then release the trailer so that way you're not looking at a leak, you're looking at the official
Right.
trailer. If
Right.
it doesn't leak, um, which they're pretty strict about that, so they kind of see like who has their phones out and stuff, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, if it doesn't leak, it might be for quite a bit, like because it might not be a this is ready for the public kind of trailer. It's
Hmm.
still being worked on, like Comic Con's seeing a very specific type of trailer. So,
Hmm.
but the movie's coming out in May of next year. Yeah, so
Hmm.
there's quite some time. When did we get a? I'm trying to think. When did we get a Deadpool trailer? First one.
Honestly, I'm the wrong person to ask because I
Yeah.
didn't see the trailer for the first time until I saw Twisters last week.
Oh. Um.
Although I think I did watch it when it first released, because me and my brothers always watch the trailers as they're released, so
Yeah.
I probably just forgot about it until Twisters.
Uh. 5 months ago. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh.
sounds about for a Marvel movie.
Yeah. So the difference here is that I'm also thinking about Spider-Man No Way Home, which I don't think they had a trailer until like 1 month before the movie was being released.
That's crazy. But
Um,
I feel like a movie like that, they probably didn't need that much.
yeah,
Um,
I think they're trying to avoid spoilers, which they did not do
mhm,
because the internet found out what that movie was about way before the trailer.
definitely.
Everybody knew what the movie was going to be about. But
Yeah.
I think that was a different situation because from what I understand from the rumors that I've read, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's they have to work with Sony on that. It's Sony's movie, technically, um, and they're both like Marvel and Sony are kind of like split on what to show and what directives they need to take. So I think there was arguments about what to include in the trailers for the marketing
Mm-hmm.
before. So I think that led to the delay and why we got a trailer so late.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 months ago for Deadpool, it doesn't feel like it was 5 months ago, but that's what YouTube says. Um, so I don't know.
Wow.
All right, what else we got here? We got to go to a lot of places. Thunderbolts might be a movie where they're traveling a lot, which makes sense because um like there's been some movies and shows in the MCU that were like action like that went all over the place. So
Mm-hmm.
we are treated to Thunderbolts trailer, which starts with Yelena and Alexei reuniting. They then encounter the others and realize someone is setting them on dangerous missions. They want to find out why. Oh, so they're being like led on covert missions.
Hmm.
Bye guys, they're our worst guy. So, um, without getting into too much spoilers, doesn't entirely make sense because the character of Yelena knows who she's working for. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
at least at least in one scene in one movie, like an end credit scene in one movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that entirely makes sense.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm guessing if they're not going to be talking about Thunderbolts much anymore, then they're probably going to have some of the cast on stage for Fantastic Four. I know Pedro Pascal recently posted a picture of the cast together,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all like hugging like they're a family.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm excited for Pedro Pascal.
yeah, do you think he's gonna be a good Reed Richards?
Oh yeah, I think he'd
Yeah.
be really good. I think he, I just think he can pull off like any role. I feel at
So
least.
far, what I've seen him in, he's killed the roles that he's had.
Mm-hmm.
So like, well, Today doesn't like that I have an ad blocker. So oh, here we go. This is Total Film on Twitter. Let's see. The official title of the Fantastic Four is First Steps. Oh,
First steps. Interesting.
interesting. The Fantastic Four First Steps. Okay.
Hmm.
Fantastic Four director Matt Shackman is now on stage, flying over from the UK where they are filming. Oh, well, maybe we won't get the actors then.
They're
I,
all.
I didn't know they were filming in the UK. Oh, here's wait, how did he get out of his costume so quick? He's just in like regular clothes here. Well, here's some more pictures. At least we were. Yeah, look, like how in between these two pictures, 21 minutes ago for the picture him in the costume,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's not in that one. There we go, and that one was 16 minutes ago. Okay.
Hmm.
You got out of that costume quick.
Was that Florence Pugh a little bit
Uh,
before?
so this is Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and this might be Florence Pugh. Can't tell. That might be. Yeah, Florence Pugh. Yeah, it says we had a real bride. Okay.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's also someone who can, I think she can do like any role. She's so good.
She is. She's great in Black Widow and
Mm-hmm.
another thing that she's been in. But yeah, she has an accent throughout the entire time, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty great. Marvel's first family are all here, so here they are on stage. So I guess they are there. I'm trying to remember all the actors' names, which I'm probably not. Um, and then we got Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards. We got. You know what? I can pull them up right now. Got the. Well, Wikipedia's already updated. Fantastic Four first steps.
That fast.
Yeah. Okay, so Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby as Susan Storm.
Oh, Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah,
I forgot she
right.
was going to be in the. Yeah.
Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm,
Mm-hmm.
and I still haven't learned how to pronounce this. Eben Moss, Backrack. The guy, he's on The Bear. So he's playing Ben
Oh.
Grimm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's also in the MCU already as Micro from The Punisher.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Julia Garner would portray Silver Surfer,
Love Julia Garner. That'd be interesting.
and then Ralph Ineson was announced to play Galactus. I think just the voice, but and then undisclosed roles, which we'll see if they announce them today. John Malkovich, Paul Paul Walter Hauser, and Natasha Lyonne. Period piece set in the 1960s and in an alternate universe rather than the main MCU. So this is Marvel Studios' first big movie where
Mhm.
it's not technically set in the MCU.
Wow.
Have any updates? Oh, here we go. God, I hate X.
Yeah. I don't bother with X.
Me neither. Joseph Quinn says he wants this film to bring a feeling of family to the MCU. He's gonna be playing Johnny Storm, Human Torch. Eben, is it Eben? But I don't know how to say his name. Sorry, I'm gonna
Let me
butcher it
see
every
it.
time. EBON.
Yeah, Eben. Eben, yeah.
Eben. Says he
Hmm.
got a text message from Mark Ruffalo, which was long and generous, simplifying motion capture. Oh, yeah, because he's gonna be the Thing. They're not gonna do like the plastic looking costume from the original Fantastic Four movie in this one.
Okay, we have an update from USA.
Mm-hmm.
It might be just reiterating a little some of like what you have already said, but Fantastic Four cast members hit the Comic-Con stage, and here comes Fantastic Four a year from now. It starts filming Tuesday in the UK, but director Matt Shackman is here. I'm still standing, Shackman says after flying from London. We want to be rooted in the comics, but also rooted in life, he adds, to bring a sense of world science to the Marvel's first family. They're doing a setting of retro-futuristic New York in the 1920s, where the right heart and mind can do anything.
1920s?
Yeah, that's what it says. He introduces a clip reel of Pedro Pascal's nerdy Reed Richards and the rest of the team going up in space, and also a glimpse of the gigantic Galactus looking into a skyscraper. The
Huh.
film's been retitled The Fantastic Four First Steps, and the whole cast arrives. Surprise. New family, Pascal says about being in a Marvel movie. Nobody knows that Matt and I have known each other for 25 years. He almost became my roommate in the 1990s. Eben Moss Barrick, who plays Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, says he got a very nice text message from Mark Ruffalo to demystify the process of motion capture. Joseph Quinn adds that it's a team sport and we're all going to bring a sense of family to this. While Vanessa Kirby says she's laughed a lot in the rehearsals and gotten a kick out of the source material. When you read the comics, there's such a joy to it.
Yeah.
They also bring out a fantastic car that hovers across the stage, which is pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I thought you it says here 1920s, but I thought you said in there it says 1960s. So now I'm like,
That's
which
what I
one's?
thought. There is a tweet here from Total Film saying that filming hasn't started, but they're treated to a little video the team made, which is a 60s style video showing the team preparing for a space mission. So it's interesting if it's set in an alternate universe in the 1920s, but
Mm-hmm.
it looks like the 60s, but like a
Yeah,
futuristic 60s.
retro futuristic. I
Yeah.
love that. That's interesting.
That yeah, I'm hoping it's very Jetsons style
Yeah.
because that would be fantastic. I would love that. Um yeah, it very much plays into the origins of Fantastic Four, which
hmm
definitely had that vibe in the comics and everything that I've seen from those characters. It is very fitting. It's just weird that these are the MCU versions of these characters in a Marvel Studios movie, but not technically in the MCU. And it's hard wrapping my head around that, even though everything that they're showing sounds awesome, and I'd love to see that. Um, and it makes sense for Matt Shackman to go that route in
hmm
um in that kind of style, but it's just weird. Like we've had how many movies in the MCU now, all connected, and this is
hmm
Fantastic Four of all the characters. They're like,
hmm
yeah, we're gonna set this in a completely different time and
hmm
timeline. But the question is, how are these characters going to interact in some way or connect in some way to the rest of the MCU? And I guess we're probably not going to know for sure until like an Avengers movie.
hmm
So yeah, there's all the updates.
So they said a year from now is when we're getting Fantastic
Yeah.
Four.
Oh, here's the big update. I'm like, they can't just end there. They gotta have like a big surprise. The Russo
Oh,
brothers
the Russo brothers.
return. So
Oh my god.
guaranteed they're changing the plans for Avengers. So if they're doing Avengers 5 and 6, we're assuming.
Oh my god, I can hear that picture.
Yeah. As someone who went to Endgame either on opening night or close to it,
hmm
that was an experience like no other, man.
Yeah, it really was.
Um yeah. Okay, that's exciting. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do exactly because they pulled off Infinity War when it seemed impossible. It's like these characters are nowhere near each other or like close to any sort of like cohesive story, and they pulled that
Hmm.
off in a way that makes perfect sense. Phase 4
Yeah.
is a huge jumbled mess, or Phase 4 and 5, I should say, is a huge jumbled mess with
Hmm.
almost everything seeming to be its own like separate storyline and not have any sort of connective tissue at all.
Hmm.
So I think that's going to be even harder to pull off. And
Hmm.
it's mostly like new characters too. So like I don't know how they're going to pull that off, but I'm excited.
Right. Yeah.
Um Tim Feige says the cast of Captain America 4, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts will all appear in the upcoming Avengers movies. There you go.
Oh wow.
The cast of Captain America 4. Okay.
Directed by Russo brothers. That
Interesting.
is gonna be that's gonna be fun. Love that.
Avengers movies. So my theory is, so I don't know, like I don't want to get into spoilers, but I don't know if this is really spoilers, if it's just like um I'm just speculating, right?
Hmm.
I'm thinking Fantastic Four ends badly. Like they have to leave their universe. And
Mm.
and that's how they are in the MCU. But I don't know.
That's an interesting take on it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, okay, so who's this is gonna be they're all so these three movies, the cast in these three movies are gonna be in the Avengers movies. Not necessarily that they're Avengers, because really
Hmm.
we have one Avenger in these movies, like technically, and that would
Right.
be Captain America.
Hmm.
So who else is going to be in the Avengers movies? It's not just going to be characters in Captain America 4, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts.
Hmm. Yeah, like we don't know of anyone else who is in the Avengers. So is
Most of
it?
them
I
are
mean,
dead or gone or
yeah.
fired. Well, of who we've seen so far, uh, I'm hoping Shang-Chi.
Oh,
And
Shang-Chi. Yeah,
if you have Shang-Chi, you gotta have Katie.
definitely. Obviously.
Yeah. I don't think any of the Eternals are gonna be Avengers, but I feel like some of the Eternals will probably be in the movie.
You think?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Depends what they're going with for the story, because
Hmm.
initially Avengers 5 was supposed to revolve around a like the villain that they were setting up as the next Thanos, right?
Hmm.
And apparently, according to rumors, they might not be going that route anymore. So
Okay.
who knows? But presumably in the Eternals, the world was threatened. Oh, here we go. Yes. Okay, they're changing the directive of the movie. Okay.
Doomsday.
I'm kind of upset because I was looking forward to it's called the Kang Dynasty is what Avengers 5 was going to be. I was kind of looking
Huh.
forward to that. Um oh, what's going on the stage here? There's
In that picture?
yeah, there's a bunch of okay, there's a bunch of people in cloaks looking like Doctor Doom, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
But it's called Avengers Doomsday is the next movie. So they're gonna set up Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four, I guess.
Oh, we have an update.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. returns to the MCU as Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday. Kevin
Wait.
Feige says Fantastic Four will be in the next two
Holy
Avengers movie. And the guys directing those, Joe and Anthony Russo. Oh my God, we missed you guys. You're the best damn fans in the world, Joe Russo says. Anthony says they thought Avengers Endgame would be their swan song, but now we see a road forward. Joe Russo calls Avengers Secret Wars is inspired by the biggest story Marvel Comics ever told. That's the 2027 Avengers title. But the Russos said they need a new character to introduce first, Doctor Doom. And Avengers, the Kang Dynasty in 2026 has now become Avengers Doomsday. The guy playing Doom is none other than Robert Downey Jr. New mask, same task. What I tell you, I like playing complicated characters, Downey says.
No
Oh my God.
fucking way. I saw this rumor
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
like, no. No, there's not gonna be. There is a project coming up for Marvel for like a show where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
if he's coming back for anything, it would be this. That would make the
Mm-hmm.
most sense. But now things are clicking into place. Why we're getting an alternate universe Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what they're setting up here, and holy shit, Robert Downey Jr. is coming
My
back as
God.
Doctor fucking Doom.
Oh my God. To be in the
Holy
room seeing that play out live would have been amazing. Oh my God.
Doctor Doom is not okay. So Doctor Doom in the comics was
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man for a bit, but that was like
Mm-hmm.
a very out there weird story, which was kind of cool. But Doctor Doom is no charismatic Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So I am very interested to see Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom
Yeah.
because
Oh
that
my
is
God.
interesting. What the fuck? That is the
Mercy.
craziest news. Oh, here we go. First look at Avengers Secret Wars logo. Cool. That's Avengers 6. It's going to be Avengers Secret Wars. Oh
Okay.
my god. No, this makes total sense. Why they're setting up.
What?
Oh, it's just, if you read the comics, uh, Doomsday leading into Secret Wars. I know what storyline they're going with, and it's been pretty obvious this whole saga where they're going with this stuff, and I am so
Mhm.
excited to see the lead up to that. I'm very concerned of what it's going to mean, especially with the Russo brothers, what it's going to mean after everything's over. Because
Mhm.
remember, they did the whole 5 years later thing where just people disappeared for 5 years, and that's just stuck with the MCU, and
Mhm.
and everything following that has led with the consequences of that.
Mhm.
And Secret Wars is an even bigger deal. And if they were going to go to that extreme with Infinity War, I can only imagine what kind of extremes that they want to go to with Secret Wars
Mhm.
and what that means for the MCU. Because I don't know. Things can go very bad. Yeah. So Joe Russo says, Joe and I true, or sorry, I guess it would be Anthony Russo. Joe and I truly believed Endgame was the end of. Yeah. So you've said this already.
Mhm.
Holy shit. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's just an article. New mask, same task. There we go.
First steps. Pedro.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
Mhm.
this is gonna be exciting. I think honestly, the first big character crossovers and lead up to all this is probably
Mhm.
going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to
I haven't
watch that
seen
pretty soon.
Deadpool. I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet, but I would imagine that that movie is going to kick off all of this. Like that's going to be
Yeah.
the ramp up. We've been seeing
Mhm.
teases here and there. So like if you haven't, I'm just trying to think of the stuff you've seen. I think Shang-Chi kind of like had like a little bit of ease of this stuff.
Mhm.
Um, Eternals, I don't really think had anything to do with that. Yeah, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Um, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and kind of the Marvels. Like of the movies, I think those are the ones that kind of tease stuff that's going on that's leading up to all of this. But I
Mhm.
think once we hit Deadpool and Wolverine, that's going to be like the ramp up. And
Mhm.
really, we don't know what other movies that they're introducing in between all that stuff. All we know is that Blade was supposed to have already come out now, and that hasn't happened.
Mhm. Mhm.
Captain America is coming up, and I don't think that's going to have anything to do with all this, but
Mhm.
he's going to be in these movies, so possibly Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and that's all we know. We don't know any other
Mhm.
movies that are in Phase 6.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like all the storyline wise, I feel like all of this stuff is too soon. But
Mhm.
I get why they're trying to do this now, and a lot of people are sick of this multiverse saga.
Mhm.
But I feel like there's like a whole bunch of story that they could fill in before we get to these movies here. But I get their production studio. They're already slowing down the releases of their movies. They got to get to this endpoint sooner than later.
Right.
But uh, are you excited for all this?
I
Yeah.
am excited for all of it,
Yeah.
especially the Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got dates here. Avengers Doomsday, May 2026, and Secret Wars, May 2027.
Mhm.
They got some
Wow.
time to put out some movies in between then,
Mhm.
but Disney has said for the Marvel movies, they want to put out two, three at the most a year. And
Wow.
yeah, that's
Is that what
because
they were doing before?
no.
Wow.
I mean, they did that initially. They had like a movie or two at the beginning, and then it
Mhm.
it turned into like two or three. So we're what they're trying to do right now, and
Mhm.
then and then they've had like three a year, and then
Mhm.
the pandemic happened and there was nothing, and then they had
Mhm.
all this stuff that was built up that they're working on, and they just released everything like quickly in between. Then they had all the TV shows in between. The people that felt like you needed to watch everything to understand everything were
Mhm.
watching everything. So
Mhm.
people felt burnt out on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it felt like there was like a new thing every week. And
Yeah.
now um they're seeing, so I think the executives and everything are seeing like, oh, we're not getting as much people watching the stuff and excited about it, so we need to slow down the releases. I honestly
Mhm.
think um the previous leadership at Disney
Mhm.
was trying to force everything so fast um that they weren't paying or treating the parts of the production, mainly the CG people, like the animators and
Mhm.
everything,
Mhm.
properly. And we've got some really bad products, at least.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think anything's been bad personally, but in terms of the quality of like the animation and CG and stuff like that, people have been very critical of
Mhm.
not just the MCU, but a lot of stuff um, that happened as a result of that. It's like, okay, crank this stuff out as quickly as possible. We don't care if the quality's bad. We just need it out in theaters right away. Um,
Mhm.
so I think that more than anything resulted in people saying like, I don't want to see this because it's not a good product at the end of the day,
Mhm.
and everything's getting worse and worse. And it's because they don't put the
Mhm.
time into this stuff, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. It's true what you were saying that people get burnt out. Like I was talking to a friend
mhm,
recently and we were talking about the Marvel movies and he felt after Endgame like he was just marveled out. And he was even debating whether he was going to keep up with the all the new like phases and stuff. And
yeah.
um I think I think after watching Deadpool he said that he might be back into it. But again, like yeah, like releasing 3 movies a year. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it would be the same thing where people just like get burnt out, especially if they're not releasing, you know,
Yeah.
good movies because
What
they're trying to
makes
rush everything.
what makes it worse is when um some people just see the word Marvel and are thinking they have to go see that stuff, because
Mhm.
in between all this stuff, you have Sony pushing out as many movies as they can with the Marvel characters they have the rights to.
Mhm.
So, as a result, we've seen some, mixed opinions on Venom movies. We've seen Morbius. We've seen
Mhm.
Madam Web. There's gonna be a Craven the Hunter movie coming out. There's gonna be
Mm.
another Venom movie. There's gonna
Yeah.
be a series starring Nicolas Cage for some
Oh
reason.
my god.
Um, and there's all this other stuff that they want to do. Um, so I think that kind of muddies everything as well. If all this stuff was fantastic and if people were as excited about it as Endgame, then I don't understand. But yeah, I get the feeling. I've never been in that kind of situation. I've looked at it as after Spider-Man Far From Home, um, a pandemic hit the world, and there was none of this stuff. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff all at once, and I get that that's when people were like, I don't need everything. Um,
Mhm.
but I think that's I think that's honestly a big issue is the TV shows, that not everybody was feeling the TV shows, or it kind of disrupted the format of, oh, the movies were an event. We needed to
Mhm.
go to see that Marvel event.
Mhm.
And now it's like, let's watch the weekly shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, like, I think if you're just watching the movies, I don't think there's a lot of stuff that's really that bad and you would be burnt out on it.
Mhm.
But um, there's some great shows, and I understand why some people don't like the shows. But I feel like aside from like the really big ones that I would say you should watch them, you don't necessarily need to watch everything. I'm scrolling back
Mhm.
because there's a lot of updates since,
Mhm.
and it looks like,
Yeah.
okay, hold on. Where's the start of this? So here's the Fantastic Car.
Wait, where's that?
I have it
Oh
up on
my
screen.
god.
It does not look like
Oh my
that in the
god.
comics. It
Mhm.
looks even weirder, if you can imagine. But this is I like the look of this. And there's I'm assuming that's New York City behind it.
Mhm.
So it looks like there's flying cars around a very futuristic cityscape, a retro futuristic
Yeah.
cityscape.
Mhm.
And yeah, Doomsday, there's Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. Why does it feel like they deleted stuff? They've
Hmm.
deleted posts. All right. I think that's all the news that we're probably going to get out of this.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks like USA Today wrapped up, and they just like summarized the event.
All right. Technically, we've got updates on 5 movies.
Mm-hmm.
So they lied.
So we got Thunderbolts, we got Captain America,
Mhm.
we got um Fantastic Four,
Mhm.
Avengers,
Avengers
we got
Doomsday.
Doomsday, and Avengers Secret
Secret
Wars.
Wars. Yep.
Honestly, this made me excited. Like I was marveled
Hell yeah.
out, and I just, although I will say, like the shows, I really enjoyed the shows. I enjoyed WandaVision. I enjoyed Winter Soldier and Falcon. I enjoyed the episodes that I saw of Loki.
Those are
So
great.
I wouldn't say like I was super marveled out, but and then I enjoyed Shang-Chi. So yeah, I think I'm excited. I'm really excited
Yeah.
after hearing about like all this. Yeah.
The shows are great. There's also Moon Knight, and then there's some other shows as well. Honestly, it's just that they're doing so much in the TV
Hmm.
space now,
Hmm.
where they're also getting into animation. So there's What If, there's
Oh yeah. Hmm.
uh, they had a bunch of I Am Groot shorts. They're
Hmm.
doing specials like Werewolf by Night and the holiday special for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hmm.
So I think it's just a numbers thing more than
Hmm.
anything. And I feel like for that, if you don't want everything, then you gotta like pick and choose what's interesting to you, because so far, aside from things are connected.
Hmm.
I mean, if you've watched um, WandaVision, I mean,
Hmm.
and Falcon Winter Soldier, stuff is going to tie into those, but it's really the events that happen in those shows are like the characters recap them in a couple lines in the movies.
Hmm.
Otherwise, there's not real huge significance in terms of the movies, and they've kind of
Hmm.
operated that way before they started working on TV shows like the ABC shows like Agents of Shield or the Netflix
Hmm.
shows like Daredevil. It's kind of been that case.
Hmm.
Um, but like there's like shows like She-Hulk and Secret Invasion, and some other stuff that aren't perceived well by everybody, and I
Hmm.
think that kind of stuff like soured the experience for a lot of people. When
Yeah.
really for me, it's just, oh, that's bonus content. I'm looking forward to the
Hmm.
bonus content we're gonna watch.
Hmm.
So that's how I've always treated it. But I feel like a lot of people are like, oh no, I have to watch that to get everything, and then that kind of like ruins the experience when you don't want to watch everything, right?
Hmm. Right.
So no updates on Blade, no updates on Armor Wars, and no updates on the rumored stuff. Like there's no X-Men talk, no Spider-Man talk, but that's really a Sony thing, so I don't think they can really announce that. Um, yeah, nothing. But we got the important things, like
Hmm.
Robert Downey Jr. is back. Who would have thought?
He's back.
Who would have thought? Um, I think that's where we're gonna end it here. Thanks for joining me, Lumi. Um,
Of course. I
and
enjoyed it. It was fun.
yeah, anytime you want to be on a gaming podcast, we gotta set that up.
Most, yeah, most definitely. Just let me know.
All right. Well, if you haven't
Right.
watched our latest podcast yet, whenever this is up on YouTube, it's available now. Go check that out, and let us know what you thought about these announcements here in the comments down below. I'm very interested to see your thoughts. Please no Deadpool and Wolverine spoilers. We haven't watched it yet.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.